Today, it took a literal army and the National Guard to counter Donald Trump's latest false claims about hurricane rescue efforts, claims that are fueling panic and putting those affected at greater risk. I have the full story for you next. Trump's ongoing attacks on these rescue operations have turned a serious situation into a political spectacle, creating additional dangers through misinformation. But there's more at stake here. His lies also disrespect the dedicated workers and service members who have been on the ground from the start, bravely executing rescue operations and delivering essential supplies and services. This is his latest disrespectful post on Truth Social. And on the other side, I'll share the rebuttal from military representatives leading the rescue efforts. According to Trump, the great people of North Carolina are being neglected by Harris and Biden, who he claims are directing most FEMA funds to illegal migrants, resulting in what he describes as the worst rescue operation in U.S. history. He also states that billions are being sent to foreign countries, leaving North Carolina abandoned. In the midst of this disaster, he calls for support for President Donald J. Trump and his campaign. But who makes such claims during a crisis? Trump does, of course. Now let's fact-check his assertion about the worst rescue operation in U.S. history by hearing from leaders of the Army and National Guard. These are the individuals passionately leading the rescue efforts, and they held a press conference shortly after Trump shared his latest version of events.
So you have soldiers, both National Guard and active duty alike, helping organize the massive amount of donations from generous people from all across this nation. And at the same time, providing relief as we continue to push humanitarian assistance relief. The 101st soldiers from Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and they are immediately assisting our FEMA partners with wide area searches to continue to make sure that we have located all individuals and also where we might need to deliver more supplies. Our partnership with the Department of Defense and this status is exactly why the dual status commander was invented after the response to Katrina so many years ago. It allows us to seamlessly integrate all components of the military, both National Guard and active, to achieve that unity of effort in our response to relieve the suffering of our fellow citizens here in Western North Carolina. And I'll be followed by the Commander of the United States Northern Command. Sir?
I'd like to acknowledge the tremendous amount of tireless work and effort by thousands of people and hundreds of organizations that are bringing aid to the citizens of North Carolina. As the commander of U.S. NORTHCOM, we're honored to support the state, FEMA, and the dual status commander, Brigadier General Morrison, by providing active duty forces in a number of areas that can fall under his command and control, using the dual status commander role that comes from the President through the Secretary of Defense at the request of Governor Cooper, which allows him uniquely to command and control both state and federal forces at the same time. That will bring the citizens of North Carolina unity of effort and response, where we can provide the types of capabilities that are needed that will fall side by side with the North Carolina National.
Clearly, Donald Trump is spreading harmful misinformation, and his lies are far more damaging than mere rhetoric. They undermine rescue efforts by overshadowing the critical information that victims desperately need. In the wake of a disaster, people require a sense of hope. When they hear Trump's claims that help is unavailable, it can lead to despair and increase their risk in other ways. Moreover, Trump's lies show a profound disrespect for the FEMA workers and service members who are tirelessly working to save lives and provide essential services. It's incredibly selfish and divisive for him to exploit this tragedy for political gain. His relentless lies and narcissistic negativity have no boundaries. We can only hope that Americans recognize and appreciate the hard work of FEMA and our military, standing up against this troubling display.